Hello and welcome to the POWERBOOST meditation. Today, let us experiment with the theme grateful or grateful. We are all getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving, and it's a time for us to remind ourselves how much grateful we are towards life, towards everything in life. And this attitude of, we say, being grateful comes when I realize the great fullness of life, like fullness. Many a times our attention goes on something which is empty or not right, something that needs to be fixed. But in this attitude of experiencing the great fullness, it's like the being, the soul, experiences fullness from within. And so the being is not looking out to fix anything outside. The being is not looking out to the emptiness outside. But in this consciousness of fullness, because the being is full, it only notices that which is full. And when my attention is only on that which is full, then I'm grateful. Because then I see everything in life as a gift. And when anyone is given a gift, the appropriate response is to say thank you. So with this, cultivating this attitude of gratefulness is what we can really experiment with this Thanksgiving. To look at the fullness and to overlook or to ignore the emptiness. And this comes by just being aware of my truth. As a being, I'm full. Full means there's no need to take anything from anyone. And so because the being is full, the being does not need to take anything from this play of life. And so the more I stay within myself in the truth of who I am, I naturally experience the fullness. The more I get influenced by the events, the things that happen around me, it's only then when the consciousness is not with the truth, and then the default mode is to look at emptiness. And that's where the attitude of gratitude or gratefulness is lost. And then I can only be thankful for an event or a situation or a person, but to hold this attitude throughout my life, to make it an attitude of my being, is only possible when I spend more and more time with the being, with the fullness that comes from within. There's no need to take anything from outside world. And the more I spend time with the being, the full being, automatically the feeling of giving, of unconditional acceptance emerges. So let us experiment with this for a few minutes. As we sit back and relax. let us disconnect from the external world for a few minutes. And reconnect to the being within. The being that is full. The external world, the story, is just meant to be enjoying for my enjoyment. The being within is full. The being is full of light. The being is full of love. The being is full of innocence. I pay attention to this beautiful being who looks like a star, and this being only knows how to enjoy life. Nothing of the story world belongs to this being. This being is inherently full of all virtues, all powers. This being doesn't fall into the trap of the illusion of the story world. This being lives in the clarity that nothing is permanent in the story world. And everything is designed for perfection. Everything is the way it should be. And everyone is the way they should be. This being just comes, visits, enjoys this play of life. I pay attention to the presence of this eternally secure being of light. This being has come from the dimension of light, the dimension which is above and beyond the story world. The dimension which belongs to the being. The being is completely secure in this dimension, in the presence of the divine. This being absorbs the presence of the divine. Letting go of everything else, all the thoughts of the story world are left behind, and just the thought of belonging to the One, in remembrance of the One, the One with whom the soul shares a deep, deep relationship. This link of love is the basis of this being. Just the presence of the One, the Divine, allows the being to be awakened. As the being is awakened to the reality, of the fullness within, the being is absorbed in this state of absolute silence. And in this silence, the being re-emerges like a new flower filled with all the beauty within. And the being stays in this experience, just holding on to the presence of the divine, that makes the being completely full. And when the being is completely full, the being is grateful for this experience, grateful in just being myself. And as the being looks down below, the drama of life. The being enters this drama as a guest. The being is completely full. In every experience that the drama of life gives, the being is grateful for it. So let me just experience this fullness and gratefulness towards every being, every person in my life. Towards everything that life has offered me. Being grateful towards the one that makes me myself. Om Shanti. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.